let's not waste any time and get to the presidential palace and see what's going on over there. I think it's almost certain to be a rather illuminating visit, considering the fact that we're meeting with Kiros, a character that we've only seen through flashbacks, obviously, during Laguna, Ward, and Kiros sequences. So I'm personally really excited to see what he's been up to since the... I'm actually not sure exactly how much time has passed between our last flashback sequence and now, but I would assume he's been pretty busy. Please let this be the right way, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, this is, I recognize this drop point. Blizzard. No, thank you. Come on, you want some of this? Nothing's getting by, guaranteed. I'm dead. I think that soldier on the left needs to get some confidence from his two, or at least some positive words of encouragement from his two soldier buddies there. Oh, thank goodness that this lift to the presidential palace is still working, even though the other ones aren't. They're able to show us the FMV. You have permission, please, this way. I don't think it's here, beneath this portrait of a very familiar area. The president is waiting. Yeah, it's not in this room. I didn't think so, because this is the waiting room when we first brought Renoa to S-Star. There's that portrait again. The president is waiting. The president is waiting. Finally, we get to see what's behind this door. Ward. Kiros. And that's probably... Uh-oh, who could this be? What is up with this country? Word with the signature run. Oh, sure. Hey there. Been wanting to meet you guys. You guys are the ones who are inside my head, right? Ellone told me. It was like there was some kind of waves running through my head. They gave us so much power during battle. We thought there were some kind of fairies flying over us. So I'm Laguna, President Laguna Loire of S-Star. Pleased to meet you. If we weren't in a state of emergency, I'd talk to you some more, but, well, whatever, let's talk. What do you want to know? You'll never get going if President Laguna keeps talking. So why don't you guys throw out some questions and he'll try to answer them. Okay, we have control. I would really like to hear Laguna talk about whatever he wants to. Zell feels totally out of it, and Renoa knows what's up, saying they seem like a lot of fun. You're already here, why not listen to the mission briefing? Ward unfortunately never got his voice back, but Kiros knows what he's saying. He says to relax here a while. Alright, well, let's see what questions we can ask Mr. President, Laguna Loire. Man, you look way too serious. Whatever. Explain the mission to defeat Ultimisia. Where's Ellone? Tell me about Rain, and what are you doing here? I'm afraid afraid that explain the mission to defeat Ultimisia will move us forward before I want to, so let's go bottom to top. What are you doing here? You know what I've been doing all my life, right? You were a silly Galbadian soldier. I didn't like your attitude at all, but I understood the bond between the three of you. Then you changed after you went to Windhill. Picture Windhill, which is as a portrait of itself hanging above the door we just passed above the waiting room. Then Ellone was abducted by Estar and you went on a journey to get Ellone back. You wrote articles and appeared in movies to get by. You were trying to find a way into Estar. You somehow got into Estar and rescued Ellone. I got a lot of help along the way. What I don't understand is, why are you the president? Wanna know? It's a long story. Of course, let's hear it. I'm in this for the long haul. You wanna hear it? Really? Okay, I'll tell you. I only set out to rescue Ellone, but of course that wasn't the end of the story. It's a country ruled by Sorceress Adel with the ingenious yet inhumane Odin. Both of them were interested in Ellone. We couldn't just pack up and leave. Adel will be angry. My research will be kaput. Odin only thought about his research. But while researching under Adel's orders, he was still making many inventions. It was a device to seal magic, a sealing facility. Maybe Adel can be defeated. I owed a big favor to the Adel resistance who helped me rescue Ellone. I spoke with my comrades. 2 issues came up. First, stopping the crystal pillar from calling monsters from the moon and destroying everything like what happened in Centra. Centra being the continent where we fought Odin in those ruins from a previous civilization with the Tonberries as well. Second, freeing Estar from Adel's hands. We planned and planned, based on my brilliant ideas, of course. Almost felt like they could have given me control right there of Laguna. We're back in the Lunatic Pandora research facility. There is only one goal. Following Odin's instructions, we operated the panel and moved the crystal pillar. We set the course and the stop point in the ocean and goodbye. That was easy, but we were found out. So we gathered for a final battle to lure Adel. It's cool to see Adel actually walking. Adel appeared as we expected. What is going on? We hunted down the culprit who moved the crystal pillar. Where? Inside there, Ellone's been taken hostage. I knew she would go in right away if I mentioned Ellone. You thought I would fall for that trick. Adel realized that Ellone was a hologram, but it was too late. Yeah, of course. My plans are always perfect. Kiro's ward now. Piece of cake. Adele was careless. She may be a sorceress, but after all, she was human. We succeeded, but we couldn't keep such a dangerous sorceress around as a trophy. We had to do something. So, we decided to send her far, far away. Someplace very far into outer space. One could say maybe a galaxy far, far away. Or maybe not. It's cool to see multiple Ragnaroks. I wonder where the other two are. And if we could potentially find them and then morph our airship into a mecha. And that about wraps that part up. But the real work began after that. A fierce debate ensued about who should govern this country after Adel was gone. I wasn't paying close attention while they made me up to be this hero of the revolution, and I ended up being president. Odin made a lot of noise about wanting to do research on Ellone. It was a mistake to send Ellone back to Rain. Rain died, and Elle was sent to the orphanage. If I had only gone to Windhill with Elle, I would have been able to see Rain one last time. Rain was dead, Ellone missing. My job kept me busy. I was left here thinking about this and that, and before I knew it, all this time had passed. Well, that's about it. Well, that was a story and a half. A very sad story at the end. Let's have him tell us about Rain. Rain's story. Some other time, maybe. No, I can't. It's too much for me to remember. Well, that's even sadder now, poor Laguna. Where is Ellone? What the heck has he done with his life, don't you wonder? When Ellone was about 2, there was a massive hunt for girls in Estar. Estar soldiers came to Windhill and Elle's parents resisted. They were killed on the spot. The massive hunt was to find the successor for Estar's ruler, Sorceress Adel. Ellone was raised by Rain, who lived next door, and I came to know her. Then there was another massive hunt for a successor in Estar again. Elle was taken away, even though I was there. It's the most painful episode of my life. So I rescued her and sent her off to Windhill. Shortly after that, Rain died. And Ellone was sent straight to an orphanage. Why didn't you go back to Windhill with her? I wanted to. But I had my reasons. I found out about this afterward, but the reason why Ellone had to leave the orphanage was because of her special power. Doc Odin wanted to do research on Ellone's special power. He looked for her everywhere. owners of the orphanage were Sid Kramer and his wife, Edia. You know them better than I do. The Kramers took Elle out of the orphanage to protect her. They prepared a big ship to accommodate her. Gracious of them, huh? After a while, the ship turned into another orphanage, and Elle looked after all the kids. She said her life on the ship was a happy one, but who knows? I don't know how she could have been happy on a ship. I don't either. She was on the ship for over 10 years. That does not sound like a very fun childhood. That ship was attacked by Galbadia recently. Estar's ship rescued them, and she finally met up with me. It was pure luck that we found her. I was out in space at that time. Ellone followed me out to space. Little Elle was all grown up. Then she told me everything. Did she get back safely from space? Our escape pod rescue team was a little late. Ellone was taken into custody by Galbadia. She's inside Lunatic Pandora. We're gonna rescue her. Help us out, okay? Phew. Alright, well, I think that's all we're gonna get out of him. I don't want to say let me out of this room, so let's just go to explain the mission to defeat Ultimecia. Straight to the heart of the matter, just like a workaholic seed. Is it my turn? Yeah, make it short and easy to understand. I will talk however I want. Sorceress Edia told me everything. Sorceress Ultimecia comes from the future to possess a sorceress of present day, meaning she leaves her body in the future and sends only her consciousness here. Does that sound familiar to you? It's like when Ellone sent our consciousnesses back into the past. You're a smart one. My first guess was that someone in the future with an ability like Ellone was sending the sorceress back here to our time. But no, that is not the answer. So how does the sorceress come back to this time? You want to hear how? Yes. I kept this a secret to surprise you. It is because of me, Odin. I researched Ellone's power long ago. I made out a pattern from the electric current running through Ellone's brain. Once the pattern was determined, it was easy to mechanize. It may only be a toy right now, but in the time of Ultimecia, it is an impressive, working machine. Which means there is a machine which imitates Ellone's power. It is I who made the first model of that machine. I named the machine Junction Machine Ellone. Doesn't exactly roll off the tongue, Odin. Probably could have taken some more time to come up with something better, but who am I to judge? It is a wonderful thing to know that my invention is used in the future. Junction Machine Ellone. That's about it. So Sorceress Ultimecia came to know about Ellone from that machine, and Elle became Ultimecia's target. You can't blame Odin, it's useless. You want to go outside? You want to fisticuffs? Okay, we continue the story. Let's see. There is only one way to defeat Ultimecia. You must kill her in the future. There is nothing we can do unless we go to the future. There's no way to jump to the future under normal circumstances, but there is still a way. It is because Sorceress Ultimecia plans to compress time. Compressing time with magic. What good will it do for the sorceress to compress time? There may be many reasons, but it doesn't matter. Let's just figure out what Ultimecia is up to. In order for Ultimecia to exist in this time, she must take over the body of a sorceress from the present. But the machine must have a limit. Ultimecia probably needs to go back further in time to achieve time compression. Only Ellone can take her back further into the past. That is why she is desperately seeking her. We must take advantage of Ellone's power. There are two sorceresses in our time, Sorceress Renoa and Sorceress Adel. Of the two, Adel has not awakened yet. Once regeneration is completed, neither Laguna nor I will be safe. Sorceress Adel is probably in the process of awakening inside Lunatic Pandora. Ultimecia will want to possess Adel if Adel wakes up. That will be a horrible event. Adel is a horrible sorceress. If Adel's consciousness wins over Ultimecia, Adel will first destroy this era. So we must use Sorceress Renoa to inherit Ultimecia's powers. That's all for the mission briefing. First, go to Lunatic Pandora. Ellone's probably being held captive inside, so rescue her first. Then kill Sorceress Adel before the awakening process is completed. Now we're left with Renoa as the only sorceress of this era. Then wait for Ultimecia to possess Renoa. When Ultimecia arrives, it's Ellone's turn. Ellone will send Renoa back to the past with Ultimecia. Ellone will have to send Renoa and Ultimecia inside another sorceress she knows in the past, Edea or Adel. That's up to Ellone. Once Ultimecia is in the past, she'll use the time compression magic. We will see some influence here. I don't know what kind of influence, but once Ellone feels it, she'll cut Renoa and Ultimecia off from the past. Renoa will come back to this world. Ultimecia also goes back to her own world. What would be left is a time-compressed world. Past, present, and future will all get mixed together. You will keep moving through the time compression towards the future. Once you're out of the time compression, that will be Ultimecia's world. It's all up to you after that. Phew, that was quite a lot of text. So you were briefed about the mission. I don't really understand it either. Will you do it? Yes. All right. Let's go. We'll get aboard the Ragnarok. Let's do the final briefing in there. I always wanted to ride that thing, plus the name sounds so cool. That's the most Laguna thing that Laguna has done since we've met him in the present for sure. Alright. Everyone. From here, we go straight to our final target, Ultimecia. Let's go over the plan again. First, enter Lunatic Pandora and rescue Ellone. Next, you fight Sorceress Adel. It'll be a surprise attack. Show no mercy. Now here comes the tricky part. Adel will need to pass on her powers before being defeated. Renoa, will you be willing to accept them? Yes. Good. Next, we wait for Sorceress Ultimecia to possess Renoa. This'll be hard on you, Renoa, but will you do it? Yes. That's the spirit. Then Ellone sends Renoa and Ultimecia to the past. Ellone brings back Renoa, then head to the future through compressed time. Ultimecia lives far in the future where none of us can technically exist. There's only one way to make yourself exist in a world like that. As friends, don't forget one another. As friends, believe in one another. Believe in your friend's existence, and they'll also believe in yours. To be friends, to like one another and to love one another. You can't do these things alone. You need somebody. Right, guys? What place reminds you of your friends? Imagine being in that place with all your friends. Once time compression begins, think of that place and try to get there. That's all. That place will welcome you. You'll be able to get there no matter what period you're in. You need love and friendship for this mission, and the courage to believe it. It's all about love, friendship, and courage. Everyone, I introduce you to the themes of Final Fantasy VIII. I'm counting on you guys. Love and friendship and all that sounds corny, but everyone seems to be up for it. You think it'll succeed? We'll try. Poor Laguna still getting nervous cramps, I guess. Alright, well, we're at the Estar Air Station and we know where we have to go. To the Tears Point, which I believe is where the Lunatic Pandora landed for the Lunar Cry. Yeah, there it is. I was just about to say that it probably would be pretty hard to miss, so what we're gonna do is land really quickly. Just to save and double check everything. Because wow, do I not want to have to read all that stuff again, my goodness. Even not having to read it and just clicking through it would be rough. Hope you enjoyed it though. We learned quite a bit and we know our final goal of the whole game. That's a lot of missing health on Renoa in school. There's 3 minutes left until 30 minutes, so what the heck. Let's get inside the Lunatic Pandora and get to a save point. That's a really neat visual. I remember the FMV where all these lines connected. Here we go. Let's bust in there. I wonder if we can get through. Don't worry about it. Are the machine guns and main cannon ready? Ready. Let's just fire like crazy and make a big hole. Boom. Shields. Woohoo. I'm really glad Selfie said that, because if there was ever a time she was going to woohoo, it was right there. We sure made a huge mess. Let's go. Ready to take off? Oh, I guess we can still leave if we want to. That's fine, we have a save before, in case I do. Let's see what Laguna has to say before we... Oh, we can't. Well, that's the saddest thing ever. That's fine. I'm sure the developers wanted us to experience the urgency of our current quest. Well, this doesn't appear to be the exit either. I suppose the hatch room, of course. This might be the long way, but that's okay. Hopefully we'll be right here. Yep, here we go. Very cool shot of the Ragnarok and the shattered glass. Big sound this way. It's probably them, you know. Them. No, impossible. That voice. That capitalization. Ah, it is Squall, you know. Shock. Good. Convenient. That's right. Hand over Renoa, you know. No, I'll never hand over Renoa. As Renoa swoons in the back there, and we're taking Ellone. I won't let you resurrect Adel either. You're greedy, you know. Not fair, you know. Persuasion, useless, seize. She's right, you know. Let's go. Alrighty, a boss battle before we end off. Should have healed up, but it's okay. See, just like I said, you know. Oops. Something tells me that Fujin won't last very long here. Rough divide, that's fine. I'm honestly kind of grateful that it's not Lionheart because it takes so long and it's such overkill. Callous. $739 and here's like 70,000. Oh, Raiden's got a little bit of defense also that didn't hit very many times, but it was enough. I lost again, you know. I was reading about Lionheart, and I believe the Lionheart finisher does 17 hits. 3 strength up. Well, definitely don't give that to Squall, I believe, because he's totally maxed out at 255. Retreat, temporary. Right, we're not through yet, you know. Alright, let's see if we can find a save point. It seems like we're due for one. There we go. Next to 2 Galbadian soldiers. Biggs says, why the heck do I have to take orders from some kid? Wedge says, well, he is our superior. Don't you think I know that? I chose the wrong career, being ordered around by some punk. Ha, that's pretty funny. Then why don't you quit and find another career, sir? Just kidding, sir. You're right. You're absolutely right. I quit. Wedge, let's go home and have a drink. Oh, what? Me too. Of course. Now come on. But... what about our salary? Why didn't I think of this sooner? Farewell, Biggs and Wedge. May you lead very long, happy lives that do not take you back to the Lunatic Pandora anytime soon. Well, on that excessively positive and happy note, in the next video we will explore the Lunatic Pandora and hopefully rescue Ellone.